Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D, about to react to this vid by Chrissy. It's titled, What Taylor Swift Shading Kayla Nicole Reveals About Men's Preferences, Female Competition, and More. I have reacted to her before, and I definitely have seen her videos like here and there over the years. She has some pretty extreme takes sometimes, and I definitely don't agree with her a lot. But somebody told me to check this out, so I was like, why not? Let's hear what she got to say about Tay Tay Girl. Let's watch.
So in this video, I want to talk about the controversy surrounding Taylor Swift's new album. And by the way, I will be doing some content very soon for Neptunian members and patrons. So if you're interested in my exclusive content, the links to join are in the description box. Now, back to the topic. So Taylor Swift is currently being accused of shading influencers.
Oh, this was one of the songs I kept. By the way, check out my reaction to Taylor Swift's album on my Patreon, link down below. But I do remember I saved Opalite. That was one of the songs that I saved to my playlist.
Kayla Nicole. And just a disclaimer, this video is not being made to co-sign or cape for Kayla personally. This is more so about Taylor's behavior and the overall social dynamics between women. And I'll explain what I mean as I get further into the video.
Okay,
but for those who don't know, Kayla Nicole is Travis Kelce's ex, and Travis is Taylor Swift's fiance. And in a song on her new album, Taylor seemingly refers to a viral video of Travis and Kayla where he's upset that she's on her phone. And in the song, Taylor says, "You couldn't understand it why you felt alone. You were in it for real. She was on her phone." And in another part, she says, "You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite." So some of the woke girlies on TikTok are saying that onyx is a metaphor to describe Kayla because onyx is black. And opalite is a metaphor about Taylor, a white woman who is the better, more superior replacement that makes the guy she's singing about happier. And then on the song Eldest Daughter, Taylor says, "But I'm not a bad bee and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down, I'm never gonna leave you out." So obviously, bad bee and savage are terms commonly used in black culture. So a lot of people think that's what Taylor was alluding to. And Kayla did seem to subliminally respond to this by posting a clip from Eva on America's Next Top Model saying that she does not compare herself to other girls because there is no comparison. And this kind of reminded me of how when Taylor and Travis got together, a lot of people, specifically people in the black community, were saying how Kayla was more attractive than Taylor. And I definitely think that made Taylor feel some type of way. Not to mention, Travis's exes and the women who he's publicly shown interest in are black women and women of color. He was with Kayla for several years. He's also flirted with Coco Jones, Megan Thee Stallion. And we also know that up until recently, Travis was given heavy wigger vibes. He had a black scent. He dressed similar to a lot of black men. He was podcasting with black men as well. So like most people are saying, I think black women and women of color are Travis's first choice. But obviously he settled for Taylor because she's a white woman. And Taylor is also a billionaire pop star. So that is more socially advantageous for him as well. And it appears that Taylor knows that she is not Travis's first choice physically, which is why she's coming off very insecure in this new album. And to be honest, I did listen to the album, and as someone who likes quite a few Taylor songs, this is not her best work at all. And I can't help but to think that some of that has to do with Travis. And Taylor's album not being good, it just makes all of this worse and more embarrassing for her. You know, men are not beating the allegations that they are usually a woman's downfall. And they will literally cause women to embarrass themselves when they don't have to, because this could have all been avoided if Taylor wasn't digmatized and ignoring the red flags coming from Travis. And I say she's digmatized because she actually said that on the album, and she was a lot more sexual than usual. And it is possible that there's some insecurity within Taylor about Travis's sexual attraction to black women. And this situation really highlights the advice that I always give you ladies about how you should be a man's preference, or look very close to the women that he finds most attractive. Because when you're not his type, he will let you know that you're not his type in one way or the other, either in his words or his actions. And it will make you insecure. And quiet as it's kept, this is not new. There are many non-black men, and especially white men, who are more attracted to black women and other women of color, but because it's more socially acceptable to marry their own, that's what they do. But these are the type of men who either cheat on their wives with black women, or they go downstairs in their man cave in the middle of the night and they search for ebony corn. It's no different from the black men who get with dark-skinned women and have babies with dark-skinned women, but they cheat on them with white women or light-skinned women or mixed women, or when they get some money, they leave those women for light, bright, and white women. So this goes back to what I said in the last video I did addressing that manosphere pick-me, about how many men don't actually settle down with their first choice in women or their physical type. And that is what I see with Travis Kelce. And it also seems like he's talked a lot about his black woman exes to Taylor. And so now that's made her feel like she has to compete with black women, and she's trying to position herself as the better option. And ladies, that's another red flag. If a man is always talking to you about his ex-girlfriends, or bashing them to you, or always complaining about them to you, or always talking about how you're so much better than them, that usually means he's either not over them or he's thinking about them more than he should. And look, I'm not saying any of this is going on, but I'm saying that,
girl, the issue is obviously we don't know what conversations he's having with this woman, but just in general, I do agree with that take. Like, don't talk to me about none of your old bitches. I don't give a fuck about her. I don't give a fuck about none of them. And I'm not gonna talk to you about anybody I was with in the past. Who? I forgot their names. Who? Huh? Where? No. So I do agree with that. Big red flag when they're mentioning them, especially when they talking shit about them. Oh, they was crazy, or they did this and that. Sir, talk to your therapist about that. I don't care. Don't talk to me about no other bitch. And it's not even, oh, I'm insecure. It's just weird. It's like that relationship is over. Like, why are you still even worried about that? Like, are we not moving forward? I'm confused.
Whole songs about this. I mean, she feels away. But this is all speculation. And all I'm saying is that Travis could be trying to convince Taylor that she's his real type, since all we've ever seen him with are black women. And Taylor may be trying to convince herself that what he's saying is true. Because, of course, she's a white woman. Why would a black woman ever be his first choice, right? That's how a lot of white women think. Because some of this is also probably Taylor just being a typical white woman and feeling jealous because she was told all her life that she should always be the first choice because she's white and she's the standard of beauty. And she's probably ignoring the red flags that were visible with Travis and Kayla because she thinks her whiteness and her status will make her exempt from being mistreated by him. So she's like, yeah, I'm not like those black women. I'm going to treat you right. And this goes back to what I always say about women competing with each other. And I'm so glad that I can use a white woman as the example this time, because when I say this to dark-skinned women, some of you take it as a personal attack and you think I'm singling out dark-skinned women or black women, but this entire situation proves that the points I make in my videos transcend race and color. Women of all races can be a man's second, third, and fourth choice. There are several women of all races who know what that feels like. Women of all races are also insecure. Women of all races compete for men and status. All races of women want to be first choice to the men that they want. And all races of women feel insecure when they're not the first choice to the men they want. Contrary to what some people are attempting to make black women, and especially dark-skinned women, believe, none of these things are exclusive to black women or dark-skinned women. And by the way, I think it's also important to highlight that the superiority complex that Taylor has from being white is very similar to the complex that many light-skinned mixed-race women have for being light-skinned and or mixed. We see this kind of competition coming from them too, especially as unambiguous dark-skinned women. And I highlight that parallel because black women can often see this complex and competitive nature better with white women than we can light-skinned or mixed-race women. Because we weren't really taught to coddle and protect white women, right? We were taught to coddle and protect light-skinned mixed-race women. And so it's harder for us to believe or accept that they too can be jealous of or competitive with dark-skinned women. And to draw another parallel with this competition thing, even when it comes to some of the criticism about Taylor coming from the liberal white women on TikTok, some of that stems from competition as well. The kind of intra-racial gender competition and harsh criticism that we often see between women of the same tribe. So there are a lot of parallels and commonalities here when it comes to female competition. Now, with all of that said, am I saying that the kind of competition that women of all races and colors engage in is always healthy or necessary? No. I don't agree with women fighting other women over men who have shown them that they are not their first choice. I don't believe in women fighting over men, period. When it comes to competing for men, that's just something you're automatically doing, even if you're not trying. So to me, the healthy way to compete, if you want to call it that, would be to show up as your best self to attract whatever suitor you want. Not fighting with another woman for the man that you want, if that makes sense. But yeah, like doing what Taylor's doing, it is cringy, it is. And see, this is exactly why I encourage dark-skinned women to stop chasing colorist men and men who don't like you. Because when you chase after or settle for men...
Yes, talk to Kayla, because she's sure doing that. I already reacted to her goofy behavior on Chris Brown's stage. Very embarrassing.
Have a type in women who look much different from you, they make you feel inadequate and you end up constantly comparing yourself to his real type in your mind. And that's exactly what we're seeing with Taylor, and it's manifesting through her music, and she's embarrassing herself. And that's usually what happens when you tolerate being a man's last choice. You're usually going to end up embarrassing yourself in one way or the other. But honestly, this situation only adds to why I don't see it for Taylor and Travis long term. I think Taylor is stigmatized right now. She's still in the honeymoon phase of her relationship, so she's ignoring the red flag flags like most women do. And like I stated before, Travis gives me sugar baby vibes. So I think he wants a woman who is more financially well off than him, which is why he chose Taylor. And I am glad he's not settling down with a black woman. Based on what I've seen from him, he just does not appear to be a good catch, in my opinion. And I truly think Taylor will eventually come to that realization. And I did see her response to the backlash to her album.
The rule of show business is if it's the first week of my album release and you are saying either my name or my album title, you're helping.
And she's right. This is show business. And let's be honest, the album is not very good. So she is okay with the controversy helping it sell. Cardi B just used controversy to sell her album as well. And no amount of shaming them for being racist or colorist is going to make them change or apologize, because they're doing what they feel is in their best interest as artists and as women. And I see people saying, oh, well, Taylor knows that Kayla has been getting attacked by her racist fans and she doesn't care. No, she doesn't, because she's self-first like most white women, and she's competing. And this is why I be telling black women, get out of your feelings and jump in the game, because most of these non-black women, they really don't be giving a fuck. Not as much as you do. And I saw.
But why would she come out to defend her man's ex? That don't make no sense. Regardless of what she looked like. Like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all dragging her old kid. Alright, I'm about to come out and be like, hey guys, stop. Give my man's ex a break. I don't care.
Several women on TikTok talking about how Taylor's album is right-leaning and it's indicative of the return to conservatism in this country, in part because of all the microaggressions and how loud and obvious they are. And I definitely see where they're coming from with that. But like I said before, I like my racism and any other isms loud and overt, so I can know who's who and I can withdraw my support if I deem it to be necessary. And I also saw where
I talked about this on my Patreon. But I saw a headline basically saying this and saying that some of her lyrics were racist. But
right-leaning, because in one of the songs she said she lied about not believing in marriage, and in other songs she's talking about catering to her man. So she's definitely in her my man phase, but that's just where she's at right now. She's engaged, and a lot of women tend to get more conservative when they get older and when they get married and when they start having children, so that's really not surprising. And I'm not even totally against that or against a woman doing things for her man, but it just needs to be the right man.
Sure. These are her opinions. Yeah, she's a key, honestly. She says a lot of wild shit. Either you agree with it or you don't. I don't know shit about Taylor Swift and her relationship with this man. I'm not going to pretend I do. I'm not going to make any assumptions about what's going on in their relationship, because I literally have no idea. I do not keep up with them whatsoever. So yeah, I just gave my opinion on her music, which is on my Patreon. Check it out, link down below, and let me know what y'all think about her theories. If y'all agree or disagree, let me know. Yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.